in our fourth seed, from Redlands, California, Ethan Jan. And in our number 1 overall seed, he hails from Poland. His name is Tymon Kolasinski. Competitors, this match is a best 3 out of 5, first to 2 sets. You are each allocated 1 2-minute timeout, and there is a 2-minute break between each sets. Tymon, as the higher seed, would you like to go first or second? First. Tymon, go ahead and take a seat. Ethan, go ahead and sit at the bench.
Here we go. It's all getting started now. Here he is, the Polish prodigy, the wizard. He goes by many nicknames. One of the greatest Rubik's Cube solvers our sport has ever seen. Love to see that he's jamming it out, loving the lights, he's loving the spotlight. Winner at the North American Championships, winner of the European Championships, place at the Asian Championships. He's Mr. Worldwide, he's everywhere. An amazing solver, Tymon Kolasinski, on stage now.
Yeah, Tymon is the 2024 Polish North American Great Lakes not Michigan, I don't think, but he has won lots of championships at lots of places. So he is definitely familiar with pressure. He is definitely familiar with performing well in these environments. Tymon uses full ZB method with the exception of, I think, one ZBLS out. ZBLS is when you solve the final pair of F2L so that all of your last layer edges are oriented, and then solve the rest of the cube in one fell swoop of an algorithm.
And here we go now on solve number 1, yellow cross. There we go. 444 out of the gates. Tymon Kolasinski, it's just magic. That's why we call him the wizard. 444
the runner's gonna come by
hundredths of a second? Yeah, 444 hundredths of a second. That's all it took for him to solve the Rubik's Cube. Just incredible.
Yeah, that is enchanting the way that he solved that. So Ethan's gonna have to bring his A game up against a 444. But if you'll notice, that ZB recognition and execution was not up to Tymon's standards. I thought we were gonna see a 3 as soon as I saw that he got to ZB at such a quick amount of time. But I believe Ethan also uses the ZB method. So let's see what he can pull out here.
Well, he's turning significantly slower. Looks like there's that soon recognition, 6.61. He got to the soon pretty quickly, all things considered. Obviously turning a little bit slower. I wonder if Ethan actually used this solve. Like, he almost threw this solve. I don't want to say throw necessarily, but he knew that he wasn't going to get this one, so he used this solve to calm his nerves down, just, you know, get into the zone.
Yeah, 661 is a respectable time against anyone except for probably Tymon Kolasinski, unfortunately. Especially with soon ZB recognition there. Very, very impressive. Very clean F2L including the soon recognition. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. These are two amazing competitors with 800 algs worth of knowledge in their brains, if a little more, if they know some one-class layer.
And you know that they know at least a couple. They're gonna pull them out when it really matters, perhaps.
8 seconds.
Tymon now, he's gonna choose white cross. Kind of a little bit of a lockup, not fully sure. And there we go, there's that ZB, 6.73. Definitely to his standards, but who knows? Ethan might actually have something cooking here. Maybe he can get F2L like he did last time.
Yeah, 673, really unfortunate, especially with that particular ZB. It's not one of the best ones. So he goes straight into his second pair, but has trouble inserting it, which is probably why that was such a below standard solve for him, and then goes straight into the ZB. So I think missing that second pair insertion 3 times is what cost him a pretty good solve.
8 seconds.
So here we go now. Ethan actually has a decent chance.
12 seconds.
Definitely a bit more of like a singles type solver. Here we go now. He's going ahead on orange cross. He does look like he's turning relatively slowly, so he's got a 6 second. He's going to get 8.5. Shaking his head, not really vibing with it. Tymon is up 2-0 in this first set.
something that might have happened. He might have gotten in his own head. He was like, ooh, Tymon got a 6. Maybe I can actually come up with something right here. Trying to safety a little bit too hard. So right there you saw, it looked like he did Fatsoon into ZB. So he did EO into ZB there for that particular OLL. Interesting, to say the least. Tymon's looking to lock it up on this solve.
Tymon has picked his, looks like he picked his execution angle. Okay, well, he's switching just now, pretty late. Orange cross is the choice. Tymon uses tons of D moves in his solves. There's the ZB now. 5.68. Solve number 3. Ethan needs to beat that. Otherwise, he's losing this first in a clean sweep.
Yeah, very clean solve there from Tymon. I love the sportsmanship from him. He was giving a fist bump to Ethan in between every solve. That's what cubing is all about. But right here, you can see Tymon trying to do something a little bit fancy. Hesitating a little bit before recognizing the Soon ZB. That is the same Soon ZB that he got in his first 5x5 single world record. It was the first Soon ZB that he taught me at Great Lakes Champs, which he eventually won. So he said that Soon ZB is going to keep on popping up everywhere, and he's been getting it ever since. Ethan needing a 567 to keep this first set going.
Yeah, let's see what he can do here. Definitely got his back against the wall. It's definitely possible, but with the lights on, it definitely changes everything about your solving style. Now here he is. He's also going to do orange. That is going to be a ZB recognition. Maybe a touch too long. 7.23 is what he's got. Tymon clean sweeps and goes up 1-0, 2 sets to win the entire match. Tymon's in a really good position.
Seconds.
Ethan now on set number 2, solve number 1, green cross. Just very fluid turning up until...
Ooh.
Interesting. It looks like the cube is stopped right on top of the timer. Looks like perhaps he wasn't scanned in. Maybe some type of timer malfunction. 7.50 is what I see on the display now. That white time-based display. Yeah, so it looks like 7.50 at that time. Break this one down, Luke Racer.
Let's repeat that one more time. I'm sorry. I was so thrown off by what happened with the timer there.
No, you're all good. Looks like Ethan got a 7.5 there to start off this set. It looked pretty good to me. Just looks like he needed to turn a little bit faster. Here's Tymon now. He's gonna get started. He only needs to be 7.5. It should be a walk in the park for him. Let's see what he can do.
Oh my!
Pull out an amazing solution. 4.67. When did he get to there? I feel like the recognition just a little bit long on that pie case, like you mentioned. But that was just absurd.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that cross, there were 2 yellow edges that are a D2 away from being solved, and he takes advantage of that, goes straight into it, and then...
Ethan, when they...
No way!
Down,
that's the I know it out. That is so good. So, he does the legendary 1088 ZBLL out from Nats 2023, but he recognizes it and executes it a little bit faster than I did back then. 2 times as fast, actually. 467 as opposed to 1088.
Oh man, a bit of a lockup, unfortunately. Otherwise, we could have seen a very, very low 4. Here's Ethan now. His turning looks very, very controlled. 6.81 to put here on solve number 2. Let's see what Tymon can get. Tymon's cube is gonna need to kind of flex a little bit. He's gonna need to get like a lockup or something, but it's certainly very possible. Tymon is a very, very, very good turner. But as you saw there a little bit on the replay, even like the smallest execution errors, sometimes they can add up. His solutions are just so good though, so.
I preach solving efficiency as well as TPS, and Tymon is the perfect picture of solving efficiency. He can make those mistakes and still get away with it because of how little moves his execution is.
Yep, exactly. Looks like he actually switched cross colors a couple times. Back to white cross. Here we go. There's the ZB. Very, very quick recognition. 522. He's up 2-0. Ethan has one more solve if he wants to stay in this winner's bracket.
Back against the wall. But that ZB is very, very good. It's just anti-soon, and then U2, and then back anti-soon. It's just two twisted corners in the U case. But he had the option select right here, and option selecting with a 522, probably a lot better than most people whenever they plan as much as they can. So Tymon bringing the heat in this first matchup.
I mean, he's just such a top-class competitor. I just can't imagine him getting knocked out any time before winners finals, and that's really what he's like showing us here. He just needs to win one more solve, and he's gonna punch his ticket. Here we go now. Here's Ethan. He's starting a considerably bit faster. A pretty good solve for him. 5.79. So that is a time that is certainly a target for Tymon. You have to say that Tymon has a very good chance to get it, but Ethan, there we go. He's not going down without a fight.
Clean, 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 clean. So, oh, he did a VLS right there into a G perm, so pretty solid. They're gonna take a 2-minute timeout.
One of the things that I think not mentioned in that little tutorial by Antoine was we have little like tools, I guess, like inside of the cubes, inside like the edges and corners. The corners have like these little feet, and that prevents them from just like randomly popping out. Some people prefer faster cubes, and you know that requires looser tensions, and they sometimes do fly out. That's what we call a cube pop. If that happens, it's all over. It's the same as like not starting the timer, and we'll see. Here's Tymon. He's at the seat now, a very, very hot seat, or perhaps a cold seat, getting iced. White cross, excuse me, and here he is, 5.64. He gets it with about a 1/10 of a second to win it, 3-0, and that's 2 sets to 0 now. He's gonna win, going into winners final. Ethan,
Tymon Kolasinski.